So, the McLaren CEO, Zak Brown, has claimed that Red Bull are not the favourites for 2025 or even 2026. Strong words from Mr. Brown. Let's have a look at what's been said here. Full article on the F1Chronicle.com. McLaren and Red Bull seem to agree that the latter energy drink-owned Formula 1 team will not enter the 2025 season as the favourite. Appearing on Service TV before travelling to Abu Dhabi for the season finale, Red Bull advisor Dr. Helmut Marko admitted the overwhelming feeling when Max Verstappen won his 4th world title in Las Vegas was relief. We are all happy that the decision did not have to be made at the finale, he told the Austrian broadcaster. Red Bull started the 2024 season strong, but Marko admits something went wrong after that. We realised too late that we had taken a wrong turn in terms of development. Later, thank God, we turned things around, but there was turbulence in the team and significant departures. We had to cope with all of that. We have found our way again, but not yet to the point where we have a predictable car. So for 2025, we need a racing car that offers a wider working window. Next year will be even tougher because the current regulations will be in their last year and the field will again be very close. If we give Max a halfway decent car, then it will be his class that makes more of the difference in the end. We want a 5th title in a row, but then 2026 will be an even bigger challenge because we'll have to deal with the completely new regulation changes and we'll be building the engine for ourselves for the first time. We've got a lot to do. Of course, Red Bull, they will be building it alongside Ford, although how much input Ford have, whether that is just a Ford sponsorship, I'm not actually sure, you know. I know back in the day when Ford were on the grid last in the early 2000s, all those engines were branded as Ford, like Jaguar Ford, Stewart Ford as well. It would have been, yeah, back in the day, because it became Jaguar. You know, all those cars, even though they had the Ford branding on them, really they were a Cosworth, or as we'd say where I'm from in Sheffield, Cosy. So if you get the reference from Top Gear, let me know on that one. But yeah, I mean, it's fair enough really that he's saying all this stuff, because at the end of the day, right, I do think that Red Bull right now don't have the fastest car on the grid. I think in the hands of Max Verstappen in Qatar, which isn't a controversial opinion in my opinion at all, it was the fastest package, you know. But there's not a lot between it even then. Lando Norris was pretty close to him. I don't think he would have passed him even with a penalty, but he was still close to him. So you got Red Bull, Ferrari, McLaren, Mercedes with a resurgence too. They could be back. It's going to be, I think it's going to be a fantastic season next season again, to be honest. I think this season's been great. It just started out really dull, to be honest. As for McLaren, the Woking-based team is poised to win the Constructors' World Championship over Ferrari after Lando Norris posed the toughest challenge to Verstappen in the drivers' standings. CEO Zak Brown warns that Red Bull and McLaren will enter the 2025 season with an ambitiously modified car. I can reveal that we are going to develop the car considerably, he told the Telegraph newspaper. I'm impressed by how brave the team has been with regard to our plans for next year. We are really going to change a lot. In Formula 1, you also have to take the risks if you want to be the best. If you think you have no choice. So I think you have no choice. He agrees with Marko that 2025 will be a tough challenge for Red Bull in particular. Red Bull has lost a lot of important people, and I don't think we've seen the full consequences of that yet. It's a good team, but you also have to have the culture and the atmosphere. Therefore, the American doesn't see Red Bull as the favourites for 25 or 26. For them, 26 will be even a bigger challenge. They will have their own engine for the first time, and I can't remember a team with their own engine being directly competitive in the first year. That's a big question mark. Well, yeah, ask McLaren Honda. Oh yeah, that was a rough old time, that. Yeah, I mean, I can see what he's saying. I don't think what he's saying is particularly outlandish. I think Marko is just, tempering expectations, I should say. You know, he's very good at that. You know, say what you want about Marko, about some of his comments in the media and stuff like that, but everything he says is very calculated. He knows exactly what he's doing. And, you know, he's been around the game he's long enough in the tooth. The dude's over 80 years old. He's been in Formula 1 for 50 odd years now, you know. He used to be a driver back in the day as well. That's how he lost his eye. French Grand Prix, early 70s I think it was. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think what either of them saying is particularly outlandish. I would say, given current form, it's going to be a pick of one of them three, really. And Mercedes can't be discounted either. I don't think you can take Mercedes out of the equation, although I think for the constructors, I think for the drivers it's too much. I don't see George Russell as good enough to challenge for the Drivers' Championship right now, and certainly Kimi Antonelli isn't. He'll be in his rookie year. He'll be 18 years old, you know. He was only born yesterday. Can't believe that kid's making his debut. Unbelievable stuff. But yeah, let us know your thoughts, guys. Who's your pick for the championships in 2025? I'd say in the drivers right now, not a particularly bold old one, probably Max Verstappen in the Constructors. Who knows, maybe it'll be Ferrari. Maybe Ferrari will finally be back. Maybe they'll be back this year. They could still win the championship this year ahead of McLaren if things go right for them. I'll be crossing my fingers hoping that doesn't happen, but we'll see what happens in Abu Dhabi. I'm just hoping for an entertaining end to the season, and for me personally, for McLaren to win the Constructors. But we'll see what happens, guys. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below as always, and of course, keep it tuned to the F1Chronicle.com to see much more content on the world of Formula 1 just like this.